Hello, my name's Kerrie and today I've come looking for Birch Polypore, which is a bracket fungus that grows almost exclusively on birch trees. A quick caveat before I start though, although I'm fascinated in fungi, I am not an expert, so I encourage you to please do all your own research before you ever pick or consume a wild mushroom. Birch polypores grow on birch trees, hence the name, but they tend to grow on dying or dead birch trees or damaged birch trees, and over time, because they're parasitic, they do kill the tree, which might sound bad, but it's really not, because a rotting birch tree provides an amazing habitat for so many insects. If you're not sure what a birch tree looks like, a silver birch tree at least, Betula pendula, which is a scientific name, looks like this. They have quite light, papery bark, can be used to start fires actually, and these horizontal lines across the trunk of the tree. So I set off into the woods, and pretty soon I found some birch polypores. A birch polypore grows all year round, so even though it's the middle of January here in Devon and quite cold, we've still got quite a few of these around us. These ones here, although this one's got a very pretty frilly edge, are a bit old and over, so we're going to see if we can try and find some that are in a bit better condition for me to make tea. Now, because birch polypores grow on birch, they absorb lots of the properties from the tree as they grow. Lots of them are medicinal, including one called betulinic acid, which is definitely worth reading up on. And they've been used by humans because of this for thousands of years. There's actually a story about some Austrian hikers in the Italian Alps who came across a frozen corpse. He was 5,300 years old, and round his neck he carried pieces of birch polypore because when it's dried it's a really good tinder material. You can use the strips of it as plasters. Really interestingly, he was found to have a parasitic worm in his system, and birch polypore can be used as a cure for that particular worm. Furthermore, if you cut bits of this and then dry it, it's a really, really good material for sharpening knives, and so it gives it its other common name, which is razor strop fungus. Look at this birch polypore we've just found. See, it's on a very much damaged piece of birch here. It's quite a large specimen. When they first start coming out of the tree, they're like little balls of kind of just off-white colour, and as they grow, they come out of the tree almost like a fist or a hoof shape, and eventually they start to spread as they mature, and they can be about 30 centimetres across when they get to full maturity. And over time the top changes from being an off-white to kind of this lovely light brown colour. There isn't really a stem, there's a little bit where it's joining the tree, but it's not very pronounced. Underneath it's a slightly off-white porous surface, polypore, with loads and loads of tiny little pores all over it. They're really very beautiful. And the smell, I've got a kind of mild mushroomy, it's quite a pleasant smell really. Yeah, it's a nice smell. Enough of sniffing mushrooms, I spy a fresher looking polypore. We have a cunning plan. There are a lot of birch polypores all the way up this tree that's fallen over here that are fresh. But those ones are pretty impossible all the way up there. However, there are some that are just about 8 foot high, and if I get on somebody's shoulders, we will be about 8 foot high. Okay, so the cunning plan involves my very kind boyfriend and his shoulders. He's gonna lift me up to about 8 foot. Yes, okay. If you forward a bit, forward a bit, forward a bit, forward a bit, forward a bit. Oh, this is not the correct way to harvest fungi. I should have used a knife. Come on. Yes, got one. And it's in alright, it's okay, it's good condition. I decided to take 2 birch polypores with me, one to dry and one for fresh polypore tea. After harvesting the birch polypore, I had a further look around the woodland and found many interesting things, including a fantastically gelatinous jelly fungus. Listen, can you hear it? That is a very strange thing. Then it was off to make birch polypore tea. Birch polypores are very tough. No wonder they're so good for sharpening knives. Do you want to read these, guys? Insects had obviously got to the polypores before me, so I tidied them up a bit, removing the insect damage and hopefully my chances of simmering any maggots. Let's not use those bits are a bit dirty. Birch polypore tea. Kind of smells like really weak soup. Really weak mushroom. I guess it is basically really weak mushroom soup, isn't it? Okay. Should stand up. Oh, it is bitter. The reason I only brewed it for 20 minutes was because I read on the internet that some people have brewed theirs for about 3 hours and it makes it really, really bitter. But that was just 20 minutes, isn't? Yeah, it's bitter. Not mushroomy. I thought it kind of smells vaguely mushroomy, but it doesn't taste mushroomy. It just tastes like bitter water. But I guess if it's a medicine, medicines aren't renowned for tasting great, are they? I'm amazed at something that smelt so kind of benign. Tastes so horrible. You're not meant to say that, are you, in these sort of videos? You're meant to say, oh, so good for you, it feels really great, tasty, tasty. But I'm not going to lie, it doesn't taste all that great. It's just... kind of glad I only made half a mug now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping to do some more. So if you do the things, the likes, the subscribes and all that, that'd be really handy, so thank you. And I'll try and finish this mug of delightful Birch Polypore tea.